The stars looked different from the observation deck of the hegemony flagship Eternal Dominion. Ambassador Zixther pressed his crystalline fingers against the viewing port and watched the distant glow of a small yellow star. His race had conquered 17 worlds in the past century, but something about this new discovery made his internal sensors vibrate with unease. "The signals are getting stronger," reported Communications Officer Veltar, her blue scales shifting color as she monitored the incoming data streams. "The species on the third planet from that star has achieved basic radio transmission.
Ow.
They call their world Earth." Zixther turned from the viewport and walked across the bridge to examine the holographic display. The planet appeared unremarkable: blue oceans, white clouds, brown and green landmasses. Scans showed approximately 8 billion life forms. Of the dominant species scattered across the surface in dense clusters they appeared to call cities. "What do we know about their technology levels?" Zixther asked. Primitive Veltar replied. "Chemical rockets, nuclear fission, basic computing systems. They have not achieved faster-than-light travel. Their most advanced weapons appear to be fusion bombs, but even those are limited in scope. In their military organization, fragmented. The planet is divided into nearly 200 separate political entities. They fight among themselves regularly. Our analysts predict they will surrender within days of our arrival." Zixther nodded slowly. It was always the same pattern. The hegemony would arrive, demonstrate their superior technology, and the local species would either submit or face extinction. Most chose submission. The few who chose resistance rarely lasted more than a few hours against hegemony firepower. "Begin standard conquest protocols," he ordered. "Dispatch the advanced scout ships. I want full biological and technological assessments within one planetary rotation." 3 scout ships detached from the main fleet and entered the star system. They moved silently through space, their cloaking technology making them invisible to the primitive detection systems of the planet below. Captain Jake Morrison sat in the command center of Luna Base Alpha, Earth's first permanent installation on the moon. The facility had been built in secret over the past 5 years, funded by a coalition of Earth's major powers, who had finally agreed that humanity needed to expand beyond their home planet. "Jake, we're getting some weird readings on the deep space sensors," called out Lisa Park from her station. She was the base's senior communications specialist, a brilliant woman who had spent the last 2 years fine-tuning their ability to detect signals from other star systems. "Weird how?" Jake asked, walking over to her workstation. "Look at this." Lisa pointed to her screen, which showed a series of wave patterns. "These aren't natural, cosmic phenomena. The patterns are too regular, too purposeful. Someone is broadcasting these signals." Jake studied the data. He had been a fighter pilot before joining the lunar program, and his military training had taught him to recognize when something was wrong. These signals definitely looked artificial. "How long have we been receiving them?" "About 6 hours. They started weak, but they're getting stronger. And Jake, there's something else." The signals are all pointed toward Earth. A cold feeling settled in Jake's stomach. "Are you sure? I've run the calculations 3 times. Whatever is sending these signals, it's aimed directly at our planet." Dr. Adam Cole entered the command center carrying a cup of coffee and a tablet full of data. He was Luna Base's chief. A scientist, a physicist who had been studying space-time anomalies for the past decade. "Jake, I need to show you something," Adam said. His voice was tight with worry. "We've been detecting gravitational distortions at the edge of our solar system. Big ones." "How big?" "It's big enough to suggest something massive is out there. Multiple massive objects, actually. And they're moving." Jake felt his training kick in. Unknown signals aimed at Earth. Massive objects moving in their solar system. This was starting to look like a threat assessment situation. "Lisa, I need you to contact Earth Command immediately. Priority 1 transmission." "Already on it," Lisa said, her fingers flying across her keyboard. Meanwhile, aboard the hegemony scout ship Silent Death, Reconnaissance Commander the Kalan reviewed the preliminary scans of the third planet. The biological readings were fascinating. The dominant species was remarkably aggressive, with a history of nearly constant warfare among themselves. "They are an interesting species," observed Science Officer Quintal. "Our behavioral analysis suggests they have an unusual relationship with death. Most species we encounter have evolved strong survival instincts that override other considerations. These humans appear to regularly choose death over other alternatives. Explain. Throughout their history, they have engaged in something they call martyrdom. Individual humans will deliberately sacrifice their lives for abstract concepts like honor, freedom, or religious beliefs. Entire groups will fight to the death rather than surrender, even when surrender would ensure their survival. The Kalan found this information puzzling. That makes no evolutionary sense. How did they survive as a species with such self-destructive tendencies? That is the paradox. Their willingness to die appears to make them more dangerous, not less. Other humans respect those who die for their beliefs and become more likely to fight because of it. Irrelevant, that Kalan said.
Oh.
Once they see our technology, they will understand the futility of resistance. Back on Luna Base, Jake had established contact with Earth Command. General Patricia Hayes appeared on the main screen, her expression grim. Jake, we need a full report on these signals and gravitational distortions. The President has been briefed, and we're moving to Defense Condition 2. General, based on what we're seeing, I recommend we go to Defense Condition 1. This has all the hallmarks of a first contact scenario, and it doesn't look friendly. Agreed. We're activating the Global Defense Protocol. All military units worldwide are being placed on high alert. Dr. Cole joined the conversation. General, I need to share something with you. The gravitational distortions are moving in formation. This isn't random. Someone is controlling these objects, and they're heading toward Earth. How long do we have? Based on their current trajectory and speed, approximately 3 months before they reach our planet. General Hayes was quiet for a long moment. 3 months to prepare for something we know nothing about. Jake, I need your team to keep monitoring those signals. Try to decode them if possible. We need to know what we're dealing with. Understood, General. As the transmission ended, Jake looked around the command center. Lisa was working frantically to decode the alien signals. Adam was running calculations on the approaching objects. Everyone was focused on their tasks. But Jake could see the fear in their eyes. He thought about his home in Colorado, about his sister and her kids. They had no idea that humanity might be facing its greatest challenge. The people of Earth were going about their daily lives unaware that something was coming from the stars. Lisa, any progress on the signals? Some, the mathematical structure, is incredibly complex, but I'm starting to see patterns. Jake, I think these might be tactical communications. It's like military coordination signals. Jake felt that cold feeling in his stomach again. Military. That's what it looks like. Multiple sources, coordinated timing, encrypted content. If I had to guess, I'd say we're looking at communications between different units of some kind of fleet. A fleet coming toward Earth. That's what the evidence suggests. Jake walked back to the viewport and looked out at the stars. Somewhere out there, something was heading toward his planet. Something with technology far beyond anything humans had ever seen. Something that might be coming to destroy everything he cared about. He thought about humanity's history, about all the times his species had faced overwhelming odds and somehow survived. But this was different. This time, the threat was coming from the stars themselves. Lisa, keep working on those signals. Adam, I need you to calculate exactly when they'll arrive. And both of you, start thinking about what we're going to do when they get here. The next 3 months would determine whether humanity survived its first contact with alien intelligence. And based on what they were seeing, Jake wasn't sure they would. 3 months had passed since the first alien signals were detected. The hegemony fleet had moved closer to Earth, and their ships now filled the outer reaches of the solar system. War Commander the Kalan stood on the bridge of his flagship, watching the blue planet grow larger on his screens. Report on fleet status, he commanded. All ships are in position, replied Fleet Coordinator Zacharon. The Krillian Dominion has deployed their planet crackers in the outer formation. The Vorthon Empire has positioned their bioweapon ships above the planet's poles. The Nexus Collective has their reality-warping vessels ready to disable any escape attempts. Vekalan nodded with satisfaction. 12 different alien races had contributed their most powerful warships to this conquest. The humans would face technology that could crack planets. weapons that could destroy all life, and devices that could bend space and time itself. What about the human response? Minimal. They have moved some of their primitive spacecraft into defensive positions around their planet. Their weapons appear to be basic chemical rockets with nuclear warheads. Our shields can absorb such attacks without difficulty, and their communications, increasingly frantic. They appear to be trying to coordinate their military forces, but their technology is too primitive to pose any real threat. On Earth, the situation was far from calm. In the Pentagon, General Patricia Hayes stood before a room full of military leaders from around the world. The massive screen behind her showed the alien fleet positions, red dots surrounding their small blue world. "Ladies and gentlemen, we are facing the greatest threat in human history," she began. "Our telescopes show at least 300 alien ships, each one larger than our biggest aircraft carriers. Their technology is centuries ahead of ours." Colonel Rick Stone, representing the European Defense Union, raised his hand. "General, what are our options? Can we negotiate with them?" "We've tried. They've ignored every attempt at communication. Our best intelligence suggests they're not interested in talking. They're preparing for invasion." Dr. Adam Cole, who had been working around the clock since the alien discovery, stepped forward. "General, I need to share something with the group. My team has been analyzing the alien ship configurations. These aren't just military vessels. Some of them appear to be designed for planetary mining. Others look like they're built for biological collection." "What does that mean?" asked General Hayes. "This means they're not just planning to conquer us. They're planning to strip our planet of resources and take our people as specimens." The room fell silent. The implications were terrifying. This wasn't just about losing a war. This was about the complete destruction of human civilization. Captain Jake Morrison joined the meeting via secure video link from Luna Base. His face appeared on one of the wall screens, and he looked exhausted from weeks of constant monitoring. "Jake, what's the situation from your position?" General Hayes asked. "The alien fleet is massive, General. Our sensors are picking up energy signatures unlike anything we've ever seen. Some of these ships appear to be capable of destroying entire continents. With a single shot, can we mount any kind of defense?" Jake was quiet for a moment. "With conventional weapons? No. We're like cavemen trying to fight jet fighters. But I've been working with Dr. Cole on something else." Dr. Cole stepped closer to the screen. "Jake, are you talking about the quantum field project?" "Yes, if we can't match their technology. Maybe we can use physics itself against them." General Hayes looked between the two scientists. "Explain." "The alien ships use some kind of energy shielding," Jake said. "But every shield has to interact with local space-time to function. If we can destabilize the quantum fields in this area of space, their shields might collapse. And how do we do that? Nuclear weapons. Lots of them. Not aimed at their ships, but detonated in specific patterns around Earth. The quantum disruption might create a cascade effect that affects their technology." Colonel Stone looked skeptical. "Are you suggesting we detonate nuclear weapons in our own atmosphere?" "I'm suggesting we detonate nuclear weapons everywhere," Jake replied. "In space. In the atmosphere. On the ground. Enough to create a quantum storm that disrupts their advanced technology." "That would kill millions of people," said General Hayes. "Yes, it would. But if we do nothing, they'll kill all of us." The room was quiet as the military leaders considered this terrible option. They were talking about sacrificing part of humanity to save the rest. Meanwhile, on the alien flagship, Ambassador Zixter was reviewing the final conquest plans. The humans had shown no signs of surrender, which meant they would need to be eliminated completely. "Begin the demonstration phase," he ordered. "Destroy one of their major cities. That should convince them to surrender." "Which city, Ambassador?" "The one they call New York. It appears to be one of their largest population centers." The order was transmitted to the fleet. A single Krillian ship moved closer to Earth, its planet-cracking weapon beginning to charge. The weapon could turn an entire city into a crater in seconds, but the humans had been watching. On Luna Base, Lisa Park detected the energy buildup. Immediately, Jay, one of their ships is powering up some kind of weapon. It's aimed at Earth. Jake grabbed his communication device. Earth Command. This is Luna Base. Incoming attack on New York City. Evacuate immediately. The warning came too late. The alien weapon fired, and a beam of pure energy struck Manhattan. In an instant, the entire island was vaporized. 8 million people died in less than a second. The shock wave from the attack was felt around the world. Not just the physical shock, but the psychological one. Humanity had just witnessed the casual destruction of one of their greatest cities. General Hayes stood in the Pentagon Command Center, watching the satellite feeds of where New York had been. There was nothing left but a perfectly circular crater. Filled with ocean water. "They're not trying to conquer us," she said quietly. "They're trying to terrorize us into surrender." Dr. Cole approached her. "General, this changes everything. If they're willing to destroy our cities as a demonstration, they'll have no problem destroying our entire planet. What are you recommending? We activate Jake's quantum field project? Now, before they can destroy another city."
You're talking
"About nuclear war. I'm talking about survival. They just proved they're going to kill us all anyway. At least this way, we can take them with us." Colonel Stone overheard the conversation. "General, you can't be serious. We're talking about destroying our own civilization to stop them." "Our civilization is already being destroyed," General Hayes replied. "The question is whether we're going to let them do it slowly or do it ourselves quickly and take them with us." The debate continued for hours, but the decision was made when the alien fleet began moving closer to Earth. Their intention was clear. They were preparing for a full-scale attack. General Hayes activated the emergency broadcast system. Her voice reached every radio and television on Earth. "People of Earth, this is General Patricia Hayes. We are under attack by an alien force that has already destroyed New York City. They have given us no choice but to respond with every weapon at our disposal. In the next few hours, we will be launching a coordinated nuclear strike designed to disrupt their technology. This will cause significant damage to our own planet, but it is our only chance for survival." She paused, looking directly into the camera. "We are not surrendering. We are not giving up. We are showing these aliens what happens when they threaten the human race. We may not win this war, but we will make sure they remember the cost of fighting us." The broadcast ended, and across the world, nuclear weapons began launching. At the alien ships, but at specific coordinates designed to create the quantum storm that might save humanity. The war for Earth was about to begin in the most terrible way imaginable. The alien shuttle descended through Earth's atmosphere like a silver teardrop. It was beautiful and terrifying at the same time, surface reflecting the sunlight in ways that human eyes had never seen before. The craft settled gently in Central Park, its landing so smooth that it barely disturbed the grass beneath it. Ambassador Zixer emerged from the shuttle, followed by 6 alien warriors. Each warrior represented a different species from the hegemony fleet. There was a towering Krillian with armor that seemed to be made of living metal, a Vorthon, whose skin shifted colors like oil on water, and a Nexus collective synthetic whose body appeared to be constructed from pure energy held. In a humanoid shape, Secretary of State Karen Roberts walked across the park toward the alien delegation. She had been chosen to represent Earth because of her reputation as a skilled negotiator. Behind her walked Dr. Ben Cross, a linguist who had spent the last 3 months studying the alien communication patterns, and Colonel Dave Turner, head of the Secret Service detail assigned to protect the human delegation. The meeting was being broadcast live to every television, radio, and internet connection on Earth. 4 billion people watched as their representatives approached the aliens, who had destroyed New York City just days before. "I am Ambassador Zixter of the Galactic Hegemony," the alien leader announced. His voice came through a translation device that made it sound like crystal chimes. "I speak for the combined forces of 12 species who have claimed dominion over this sector of the galaxy." Karen Roberts stepped forward. "I am Karen Roberts, Secretary of State for the United States. Speaking on behalf of all the nations of Earth, we welcome you to our planet and hope we can resolve this situation peacefully." "There is nothing to resolve," Zixter replied. "It are here to inform you of your new status. Your species will serve the hegemony. You will provide resources, labor, and complete obedience. Those who comply will be allowed to live. Those who resist will be eliminated. Dr. Cross had been listening carefully to the alien's speech patterns. Ambassador Zixter, we appreciate your offer, but humans have certain principles that we cannot abandon. We have a saying on our world, give me liberty or give me death. We choose death over slavery. The alien ambassador seemed amused by this response. Your principles are irrelevant. Your choice is irrelevant. We have demonstrated our power. Resistance is futile. Karen Roberts felt a cold anger rising in her chest. You demonstrated your power by murdering 8 million innocent people. That wasn't a demonstration of strength. That was an act of cowardice. Cowardice. Zixter's crystalline features shifted in what might have been surprise. We eliminated a population center to show you the consequences of defiance. This is standard procedure for primitive species who do not understand their place in the galactic order. Then let us show you something about humans, Karen said. We don't respond well to threats. Zixter gestured to one of his warriors, who stepped forward and activated a small device. The device projected a beam of energy that struck a section of Central Park about 50 meters away. The grass, trees, and soil in that area simply vanished, leaving behind a perfectly smooth crater. This is what awaits your entire world if you refuse our offer, the ambassador said. We can eliminate your cities, your forests, your oceans. We can reduce your planet to lifeless rock in a matter of hours. Karen Roberts looked at the crater, then back at the alien delegation. Then you've just made a terrible mistake. A mistake? We have shown you power beyond your comprehension. You've shown us that negotiation is impossible. You've shown us that you have no interest in coexistence. You've declared war on the most dangerous species in the galaxy. Zixter's laughter was like the sound of breaking glass. Dangerous? You are insects compared to us? Your weapons are primitive chemical rockets. Your ships barely leave your own planet. Your technology is thousands of years behind ours. Our technology doesn't need to be advanced, Karen replied, because you made the mistake of coming here. Explain. Dr. Cross stepped forward. Ambassador, has any species in your galactic empire ever chosen complete extinction rather than surrender? Of course not. That would be evolutionary suicide. No intelligent species would choose death over survival. Then you've never encountered humans before. The alien ambassador's expression changed slightly. You are bluffing. No species willingly destroys itself. Colonel Turner spoke for the first time. Sir, you don't understand what you're dealing with. Throughout human history, we have a tradition of fighting to the death when our freedom is threatened. We've destroyed our own cities rather than let enemies take them. We've killed ourselves rather than become slaves. Impossible. Such behavior contradicts all known evolutionary principles. Maybe for your species, Karen said, but humans are different. We have something you clearly don't understand. We have something worth dying for. And what is that? The knowledge that our children will be free, even if we don't live to see it. Zixter conferred with his warriors in their own language. Their conversation was rapid and seemed heated. Finally, he turned back to the humans. You are attempting to deceive us. No species has ever chosen mutual destruction over survival. It is biologically impossible. Then you're about to learn something new, Karen said. We've been monitoring your communications. We know you have 300 ships in our solar system. We know you're planning to eliminate our entire species whether we surrender or not. That information is classified. Not anymore. And here's what you don't know. While you've been positioning your ships around our planet, we've been positioning nuclear weapons around our solar system. Thousands of them. Nuclear weapons cannot penetrate our shields. We're not targeting your ships. We're targeting space itself. Dr. Cross took over the explanation. Our scientists have developed a way to use nuclear explosions to create quantum field disruptions. When we detonate enough nuclear weapons in the right pattern, we can destabilize the local space-time continuum. That is scientifically impossible. Is it your ships use quantum field generators for faster-than-light travel? Your weapons use quantum manipulation to disintegrate matter? Your shields use quantum barriers to deflect energy? What happens? When the quantum fields in this entire solar system become unstable, for the first time Zixter looked uncertain. You cannot be serious. Such an action would destroy your own planet. Yes, it would. but it would also destroy your fleet. That's a trade we're willing to make. You would commit species suicide to prevent conquest? We would commit species suicide to prevent slavery. There's a difference, Colonel Turner added. And just so you know, the nuclear weapons are already armed. If this delegation doesn't return safely to your ship, they detonate automatically. If your fleet attacks any more of our cities, they detonate automatically. If you try to leave our solar system without agreeing to our terms, they detonate automatically. What are your terms? Karen Roberts smiled, but it was not a pleasant expression. Leave, now, take your fleet, and never return. Spread the word throughout your galactic empire that Earth is off limits. Tell them that humans are too dangerous to conquer. And if we refuse, then we all die together. And your empire learns that some species cannot be conquered because they refuse to be conquered. Zixter stared at the human delegation for a long moment. You are insane. No, we're human. And you're about to learn the difference. The alien ambassador turned to his warriors and spoke rapidly in their own language. The conversation seemed to be an argument, with different aliens taking different positions. Finally, Zixter turned back to the humans. We will need to consult. With our fleet commanders, you have 1 hour, Karen said. After that, we assume you've made your choice, and we'll make ours. As the alien delegation returned to their shuttle, Dr. Cross leaned toward Karen. Do you think they believe us? I think they're about to find out that humans don't bluff about things like this. The shuttle lifted off from Central Park, carrying the alien delegation back to their fleet. In 1 hour, they would have to decide whether to test humanities, resolve or retreat from the most dangerous species they had ever encountered. The countdown to mutual destruction had begun. The alien shuttle docked with the Hegemony flagship, and Ambassador Zixter rushed to the command center. War Commander the Kalan was waiting for him, surrounded by tactical displays showing the positions of both fleets. Report, the Kalan commanded. Humans have refused our terms, Zixter said. But that is not the concerning part. They claim to have armed nuclear weapons throughout the solar system, designed to create quantum field disruptions. Impossible. Our technology is too primitive for such weapons. That is what I thought. But our intelligence division has been monitoring their communications since the meeting. They are not bluffing. Science Officer Quintal approached the command group, or commander. I have completed analysis of the human nuclear deployment. They have positioned approximately 4,000 nuclear warheads at specific coordinates throughout the solar system. Our shields can easily deflect nuclear weapons. These weapons are not aimed at our ships. They're positioned to create overlapping quantum field disturbances. If detonated simultaneously, they could destabilize the local space-time continuum. The Kalan studied the tactical display. What would be the effect on our fleet? Catastrophic. Our faster-than-light engines would fail. Our energy shields would collapse. Our quantum-based weapons would malfunction. We would be trapped in this solar system with no way to escape or defend ourselves. And the effect on the human planet? Complete destruction. The quantum cascade would tear their world apart at the molecular level. The Kalan was silent for a long moment. In all his years of conquest, he had never encountered a species willing to destroy itself to prevent subjugation. The concept was alien to everything he understood about survival instincts. They are bluffing, he said finally. No species would commit suicide to prevent conquest. War Commander, Quintal said carefully, our behavioral analysis of the human species suggests otherwise. They have a documented history of choosing death over submission. Individual humans regularly sacrifice themselves for abstract concepts. Entire human civilizations have chosen destruction rather than surrender. Examples. During their Second Global War, an entire human city called Berlin chose to fight until complete destruction rather than surrender to their enemies. Another human city called Stalingrad sustained over 1 million casualties but refused to surrender. Human soldiers regularly throw themselves on explosive devices to protect their companions, knowing it means certain death. The Kalan found this information disturbing. These could be isolated incidents, military anomalies. No, War Commander. This behavior pattern extends throughout human society. They have a cultural concept called martyrdom, where individuals deliberately die for their beliefs. They consider this behavior honorable rather than pathological. On Earth, the human leadership was gathered in the Pentagon Situation Room. General Patricia Hayes stood before a wall of monitors showing the nuclear weapon positions throughout the solar system. "Status report," she commanded. "All nuclear weapons are armed and ready for simultaneous detonation," reported Colonel Mike Stone. "The quantum field generators are synchronized and operating at full capacity." Dr. Adam Cole approached the general. "Patricia, I need to make sure you understand what we're proposing. The quantum cascade will not just destroy the alien fleet. It will destroy everything in this solar system. Earth, the Moon, Mars, all the outer planets. Nothing will survive. I understand, Adam, but if we don't do this, they'll destroy us anyway. At least this way, we take them with us. And if they retreat, if they decide we're too dangerous to conquer, then humanity survives. Our colonies on other planets will be safe, and the galaxy will know that Earth died fighting." Captain Jake Morrison joined the conversation via video link from Luna Base. "General, I'm reading massive energy fluctuations from the alien fleet. They're powering up their weapons. Are they preparing to attack? It looks like it, but there's something strange. Their formation is breaking up. Some ships are moving away from Earth." Dr. Cole studied the tactical display. "They're having an argument. Some of them want to attack, others want to retreat. Can we intercept their communications? Lisa's been working on it." "Lisa, what are you hearing?" Lisa Park's voice came through the speakers. "The alien fleet is in chaos. They're different species, are arguing about what to do. Some of them are saying humans are too dangerous to conquer. Others are saying that's impossible. What's the consensus?" "There isn't one. But the argument is getting heated. I think some of their ships are preparing to leave." On the alien flagship, the argument had reached a critical point. Representatives from all 12 species were gathered in the command center, and they were not agreeing.
Ow.
"The humans are bluffing," insisted Admiral Krextall of the Krillian Dominion. "No species would destroy itself to prevent conquest. We should proceed with the invasion." "You are wrong," replied Overseer Velenith of the Vorthan Empire. "Our analysis indicates that humans are psychologically capable of mutual destruction. They have demonstrated this behavior repeatedly throughout their history. Isolated incidents," Krextall argued, "military aberrations. When faced with extinction, survival instincts will override cultural conditioning." "Will they?" asked the Nexus Collective representative, its energy form flickering with uncertainty. "Our computational models suggest a 73% probability that the humans will detonate their weapons if we proceed with the invasion." "And what if they do?" Krextall demanded. "You lose one fleet. The hegemony has thousands of fleets." "Are missing the point," Velenith replied. "If the humans are willing to destroy themselves to prevent conquest, it means they cannot be conquered. Even if we destroy this world, their colonies will know what happened. They will prepare similar defenses. Then we destroy all their colonies." "How many?" "Our intelligence suggests humans have established settlements on over 50 worlds. If each one is willing to commit mutual destruction rather than surrender, we could lose our entire military force attempting to conquer a single species." "War Commander." The Kalan listened to the argument with growing unease. The strategic implications were staggering. If humans were truly willing to choose death over slavery, they represented a threat unlike anything the hegemony had encountered. "There's another consideration," Science Officer Quintal said. "If we retreat from this solar system, word will spread throughout the galaxy. Other species will learn that the hegemony can be defeated by threatening mutual destruction." "You think other species will adopt human tactics?" "It is possible. It's a human concept of martyrdom could spread like a virus throughout the galaxy. If enough species adopt this mindset, the hegemony's expansion will become impossible." The room fell silent as the implications sank in. The humans had not just threatened to destroy one fleet, they had threatened to destroy the entire concept of galactic conquest. "We need to test their resolve," the Kalan said finally. "Order a single ship to approach their planet. If they detonate their weapons, we will know they are serious. If they do not, we will know they are bluffing. And if they are serious, then We retreat. We make sure no other species learns what happened here. The order was transmitted to the fleet. Single Krillian destroyer began moving toward Earth, its weapons powered but not activated. It was a probe designed to test humanity's willingness to follow through on their threat. On Luna Base, Jake Morrison watched the alien ship approach. Lisa, are you monitoring the nuclear weapon status? All weapons remain armed. The quantum field generators are ready for activation, and the alien ship still approaching. It's not attacking, but it's definitely moving toward Earth. Jake grabbed his communication device. Earth Command, this is Luna Base. We have a single alien ship approaching. Appears to be testing our resolve. General Hayes' voice came through. The speakers understood. All nuclear weapons remain armed. If that ship gets within weapons range of Earth, we detonate. General, that means mutual destruction. I know what it means, Jake. The question is whether we have the courage to follow through. The alien ship continued its approach, and the countdown to mutual destruction entered its final phase. Both species were about to learn whether humans were truly willing to choose death over slavery. The Krillian destroyer reached the halfway point between the alien fleet and Earth. Captain Jake Morrison watched its approach on Luna Base's sensors, his finger hovering over the nuclear weapon activation switch. The ship was still 3 hours away from Earth, but every minute felt like an eternity. Jake, I'm reading energy buildups across the alien fleet, Lisa Park reported, her voice tight with stress. It looks like they're preparing for a full attack. Are you sure? Positive. Multiple ships are charging their weapons. This isn't just a test anymore. Jake opened a channel to Earth Command. General Hayes, the alien fleet is powering up for attack. We need to make a decision now. General Patricia Hayes stood in the Pentagon Command Center, surrounded by military leaders from around the world. On the main screen, red dots represented the alien ships, while blue dots showed the positions of Earth's nuclear weapons. Long until they reach weapons range, she asked. 2 hours and 47 minutes, replied Colonel Mike Stone. And our quantum field generators? Ready for activation? All nuclear weapons are synchronized and armed. Dr. Adam Cole approached. The general. Patricia, once we start this, there's no going back. The quantum cascade will destroy everything in the solar system within minutes. I understand the consequences, Adam. But what choice do we have? They've already proven they're going to kill us all anyway. There might be survivors on the outer colonies, and they'll carry the message to the rest of the galaxy that humans don't surrender. Some things are worth dying for. On the alien flagship, War Commander the Kalan watched the tactical display with growing anxiety. The human nuclear weapons remained armed, their quantum field generators operating. At full power, the humans showed no signs of backing down. War Commander, Science Officer Quintel reported. Our behavioral analysis computers have finished their calculations. The probability that humans will activate their weapons is now 96%. That high? Their communications show no hesitation, no doubt, no fear. They appear to be genuinely prepared for mutual destruction. Ambassador Zixter joined the conversation. This is unprecedented in galactic history. No species has ever chosen extinction over conquest. What do our strategic computers recommend? Immediate retreat. The humans have demonstrated that they cannot be conquered by conventional means. Any attempt to subjugate them will result in unacceptable losses. The Kalan stared at the display showing Earth. Such a small, primitive world, yet it was about to defeat the most powerful military force in the galaxy through sheer willingness to die. And if we retreat, word will spread throughout the galaxy. Other species will learn that the hegemony can be defeated. Our expansion will become much more difficult. But if we proceed with the attack, we lose this entire fleet. Ships, representing 12 different species. The political consequences would be catastrophic. Vekalan was faced with an impossible choice. Retreat and show weakness, or attack and face certain destruction. Continue the approach, he ordered, but prepare all ships for immediate withdrawal if the humans activate their weapons.
Activator.
If they activate their weapons, we will not have time to withdraw. Then we will discover whether humans are truly willing to commit species suicide. On Earth, the final preparations were complete. Nuclear weapons in orbit around the planet were ready to detonate. Nuclear weapons on the Moon, on Mars, and throughout the asteroid belt were synchronized and armed. The quantum field generators that would turn their solar system into a death trap were operating at maximum power. Captain Jake Morrison made one final check of Luna Base's systems. Lisa, all communication channels are open. Yes, every nation on Earth is connected. Every military unit is standing by. And the alien communications? We're still monitoring them. They're arguing among themselves, but they haven't changed course. Dr. Adam Cole's voice came through the speakers from Earth. Jake, are you ready? As ready as anyone can be to end the world? Remember, this isn't about ending the world. This is about showing the galaxy that humans can't be conquered. General Hayes activated the worldwide communication system. Her voice reached every radio, television, and internet connection on Earth. People of Earth, this is General Patricia Hayes. In approximately 2 hours, the alien fleet will reach our planet. They have made it clear that they intend to destroy our civilization and enslave our people. We have given them a choice: leave peacefully or face mutual destruction. They have chosen to continue their attack. Looking directly into the camera, in 1 hour we will activate our quantum field weapons. This will destroy the alien fleet, but it will also destroy our solar system. We are making this choice not because we want to die, but because we refuse to live as slaves. To the human colonies beyond our solar system, remember us. Remember that Earth chose freedom over slavery, death over submission. Tell the galaxy that humans cannot be conquered because we will not be conquered. To the alien fleet, you have 1 hour to leave our solar system. If you do not, you will learn why humans are the most dangerous species in the galaxy. The broadcast ended, and across Earth, people gathered with their families. Some prayed, some cried, some stood in defiant silence. But none of them called for surrender. On the alien flagship, the human broadcast was translated and transmitted to every ship in the fleet. The reaction was immediate and panic-filled. War Commander Admiral Crextall of the Krillian Dominion called out, "My ships are reporting crew panic. The biological species are experiencing what they call fear. This is unprecedented." "The synthetic ships are also affected," reported the Nexus Collective representative. "Our computational matrices are struggling to process the concept of deliberate mutual destruction." War Commander, Overseer Velenith of the Vorthan Empire said urgently, "We must retreat immediately. The humans are not bluffing." The Kalan looked. Around the command center, for the first time in galactic history, an alien fleet was experiencing true terror. Not fear of death and battle, but fear of an enemy that would drag them into mutual annihilation. "All ships, prepare for immediate withdrawal," he ordered. "War Commander," Quintal interrupted, "we're receiving a transmission from the human lunar base." "Put it through." Jake Morrison's image appeared on the main screen. He looked tired but determined. "This is Captain Jake Morrison of Luna Base Alpha. I have a message for your fleet commander." "I am War Commander the Kalan. Speak. You have 43 minutes to leave our solar system. After that, we activate our weapons." "Human, you are committing species suicide." "No, we're committing species freedom. There's a difference. Your colonies will survive. Why sacrifice your homeworld?" "Because our homeworld is worth sacrificing for. Because freedom is worth dying for. Because we want the galaxy to know that humans can't be conquered." The Kalan stared at the human captain. "You are insane. We're human. And after today, the galaxy will know what that means." The transmission ended. The Kalan looked around the command center at the representatives of 12 different species. All of them experiencing something they had never felt before: respect for an enemy. "All ships, immediate withdrawal to the edge of the solar system," he ordered. "War Commander, should we inform Hegemony Command of our retreat?" "No. We will report that this solar system contains a dangerous spatial anomaly that makes conquest impossible. The location of Earth will be classified as a hazardous zone." "You're protecting them?" "I'm protecting the galaxy from them. If word spreads that a species can defeat the hegemony through willingness to die, it will inspire others." The human concept of martyrdom must not spread. The alien fleet began its withdrawal, moving away from Earth at maximum speed. On Luna Base, Jake Morrison watched them go. Lisa, are they really leaving? Yes, all ships are moving away from Earth. We did. Jake, we actually did it. No, we didn't do it. We were willing to do it. General Hayes' voice came through the speakers. All units, stand down. The alien fleet is in full retreat. Disarm nuclear weapons and power down quantum field generators. Disarming. Weapons, Jake replied. But General, we need to be ready. They'll be back. Maybe. But when they come back, they'll remember what happened here. They'll remember that humans chose death over slavery. Across the galaxy, word of the incident spread in whispers. Not the truth, but rumors of a dangerous species that had defeated a hegemony fleet through sheer insanity. The location of Earth was quietly removed from all star charts, marked only as a hazardous zone to be avoided, and in the hidden colonies of humanity. Scattered across distant worlds, the survivors began to plan. They had learned something important. From Earth's sacrifice, humans could not be conquered. Because they refused to be conquered, the galaxy would never be the same. Because now they knew that somewhere in the darkness between the stars, there was a species so dangerous that they would destroy themselves just to ensure their enemies didn't survive. The screams of the hegemony fleet, as they fled from a species, willing to embrace mutual destruction, echoed across the galaxy. And every alien race that heard those screams learned to fear a single word: human.